Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com is still my email. It's still in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. I am T. Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a legend from 2001, the Harry Winston Opus One, sponsored by Max Büsser, created by f.p.journe. Only 18 were created over 3 series, 6 resonance chronometer, 6 tourbillon remontoir, and 6 octa reserve de marche. Now, each one of each series was a piece unique. So although there are 6 examples of the Harry Winston Opus One chronomètre à résonance, each one is different, meaning it's kind of silly that I put this tape on the back to cover up the serial numbers, because these watches are so well documented and so well known by the Journe collector community that they could probably tell you what the serial on this is. Now, the watch is one of 6 made, and you can see the combination of platinum and gem setting, very appropriate for a Harry Winston themed watch. And if you're wondering why f.p.journe and Max Büsser were involved in Harry Winston, it's because initially, coming out of the 1990s, Max Büsser left JLC, where he'd been a project manager. He was an engineer by trade. He came to Harry Winston Rare Timepieces, and he found that there wasn't a whole lot of direction, and there was no real reason for the company to make high-end watches other than it was just another vertical. They needed a distinct angle, and so what he did was he created this idea of a patron of the arts, Harry Winston, with its Opus series, bringing in independent watchmakers of note and giving them limitless resources to create their dream watch. It would lift the image of Harry Winston and the prominence of the participating watchmakers, and he chose a big name to get started. f.p.journe. You got to remember, Journe only started making watches under his own name in 1999, so this, in his 3rd year, was a big part of the launch of the Journe name broadly as a watchmaker, not merely a commissioned hired gun. Now, this watch here is the resonance chronometer. It's often said that if you're going to get a Journe watch, you're going to get either a tourbillon remontoir or a resonance chronometer, and this is pretty close to the ultimate chronomètre à résonance. Now, of course, it's still Harry Winston styled, so it has a lot of the design originally created by Jean-Claude Guet for the first Harry Winston high horology watch in 1989, including the round case, the little arch profiles. That's what these are designed to evoke. They're designed to evoke the 5th Avenue entryway to the Harry Winston flagship store, and this was back when Harry Winston was still independent, before Swatch Group bought it up. The watch, in terms of size in platinum, is 38 millimeters in diameter, and taking a quick look, you'll appreciate that it's really a timepiece that's fairly slim, as I only measure it approximately 10.3 millimeters. It will slide easily underneath a cuff. No problems there whatsoever. The timepiece, of course, 51.1 millimeters from lug to lug, but they are hinged lugs, double articulated. So you can see how the strap can move, and then the lug can move independent of the strap. So the ergonomic equation here really is quite good. The one note is you will need a proprietary strap. This is a Harry Winston factory strap for the Opus One. It has a pull-tab release system, so you can release it from the case without tools, but you're going to have to go back to Harry Winston or go full custom if you want a different type of strap on this. Now, the strap is large rectangular scale alligator leather in black, semi-gloss finish. You can see it's got a little bolstering to add volume, a sheer cut side showing the layers of leather, a monotone black stitch, calfskin on the bottom, brand new. You can see no crimping, no gouging, and that includes a buckle that's actually rhodium plated white gold. You can see the Harry Winston branding on there, as well as that arch motif again. And internally, you can see it is white gold. And it is white gold because white gold is the hardest of golds, harder than rose, harder than yellow, and much, much harder than platinum. And so mechanical components, like hinged components on watches that are platinum, will often use white gold for solidity with a rhodium coating to make them just as white as the platinum. And that's what's going on right here. It is friction fit and snap shut, designed to prevent you from dropping your very expensive f.p.journe piece. Taking a look, lugs are diamond set. Case, diamond set. We have a little bit of a serration on the crown at 4 o'clock, but it's not a turning crown, it's a reset crown. Watch the seconds hand. Resonance, or the system whereby metronomes, pendulums, and even balances in Swiss lever escapements can be synchronized without physical contact. Resonance takes about 7 to 10 minutes to grab purchase on the mechanism. So you can see on the reverse side, this caliber 1499 has 2 barrels, 2 trains, 2 escapements, 2 balances, and they're independent of each other. Though they share a base plate, they share no other physical connection. It's the parasitic emanations from the losses, vibration, friction. They actually mutually interfere with each other so that they'll synchronize after 7 to 10 minutes, and then they'll beat in opposition, fully synchronized, such that they're coupled and will vary by no more than 5 seconds relative to each other over a 24-hour period, because they're beating in opposition, so in other words, opposite. If one slows down, the other will automatically, generally, speed up by an equal and opposite margin. They'll resynchronize to each other and self-correct. And they are adjusted in 6 positions and free-sprung for durability and precision of adjustment. This is why Journe calls it a resonance chronometer. It says chronomet on the dial, and that is the timing standard he uses. Now, it's 2 manual wind power reserves, 42 hours on both sides. You wind both with a single crown. And what sets the Opus One apart from the other chronometre resonance that are Journe branded is that this one has a serrated crown that projects rather dramatically on the bottom, making it substantially easier to wind and set the Opus One than it is to wind and set any pre-differential chronometre resonance that is Journe branded. So that's a real advantage right here. They both beat away at 3 hertz or 6 beats per second. And you can see that there's a little rose gold pinion screw and then a lockable rack with a set screw. And you use that pinion, if you're a watchmaker at f.p.journe, to very finely adjust the distance between the wheels to get them to resonate and mutually and constructively beat in opposition and synchronize to each other. Now here's the thing though, it does take that time, up to 10 minutes, for the 2 sides to synchronize, so you might actually wind up with seconds hands that are not pointing in the same direction or not synchronized. That's what this little crown down at 430 does. It is a synchronizing crown, a flyback mechanism. There is a power reserve indicator here to indicate the power reserve for both sides, and by the way, each of these dials, which is a 12-hour format in both cases, each of these dials can be set separately to act as a dual time. As you wind the watch, you could see that the power reserve indicator will actually move backwards. And the reason it moves backwards towards 0 is because it is designed to look like a marine chronometer power reserve indicator. Marine chronometers, or navigation clocks, had to be wound exactly 24 hours apart from the last full winding. So you needed to know how many hours since the last winding, not how many hours until it would stop. So this works the same way. When it indicates 0, that means 0 hours since fully wound. Now, because this is unique, you have the combination of platinum, the gem setting, you have a combination of black diamonds and diamonds on the dial, brilliant set on white gold tracks, and then you have this nickel anthracite vertically satinated dial. So no 2 of the 6 Opus One chronometre resonance are exactly the same. This is truly the piece unique that it proclaims to be on both the front and the reverse side. And it is absolutely awesome. A really special piece. And of course, on the dial, right on the bottom, MRFPJ en venit et facit. He invented and made it. It is both an f.p.journe and a Harry Winston, and for that matter, this was the beginning of Max Bucer's career as a hit maker in the watch industry. A lot of interesting people and companies were involved in this watch, and if you want the ultimate Journe chronometre resonance, this is going to be it. Reach out to me. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details, and because someone will ask, yes, it was 30 meters water resistant when new in 2001. You would be a fool to test the theory today. Again, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.